Oh, hello, beautiful souls. Thank you so much for patiently waiting. We have had a few minor technical issues. Anna has a storm in her neck of the woods. I have storms in my neck of the woods.
Yes. So if you see me disappear, that means I lost power. But I would come on my phone, come back on it. So that's the only option I have. Yeah, hopefully nothing will happen.
I just had to mute my screen in the background there because I just heard my voice, my own voice. How horrifying. Right, beautiful souls. Well, thank you for patiently waiting, and we are so stoked that you can be here because we are, in fact, closing off the suit of wands. But before we get into that, I would just like to acknowledge, along with Anna, that it is International Women's Day. And so I thought that it would be very sweet, Anna as well, we thought that it would be very sweet that we, paid a little homage to, the queens of the tarot, the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles, and all the beautiful women out there that really embody these characteristics and that bring about great change into the world, that set intentions that can be felt for lifetimes ahead, and that embody the types of archetypal energies, the types of traits and the types of beauty that we essentially strive to connect with in a very healthy fashion, I just want to say. So to all of the queens of the tarot, which exists in each and every one of you, exists in me and all my children, and we all have the queens within us in some regard, and so it is honoring the sacred feminine, whichever way that feels right to you, and just giving a really good, lovely nod to all the women that are really changing the world for the better for all of us women. So that's my nod. Right.
Oh, queens.
To the queens.
To the queens.
I should have wore a crown. I don't even have a crown. That is just that realization hit me just then with this super sadness. Like, I don't have a crown, not even a fake pretend one.
Have your kids do that. Give them a project. Make mommy a crown. That's your project for today.
Oh my gosh, that's it. This afternoon, kiddies, you're coming home and you're making mama a crown. Congratulations. Oh, they're beautiful. Right, beautiful souls. So we are bringing to a close our suit of wands. Now, we have some decisions to make as we showcase our wands, and then we launch into the final suit of the Bonestone, and that is the suit of Earth, of Pentacles. And we already have a few little ideas to start off with. The Ace is more or less conceptualized. The 2 we're having a hell of a hard time with. We've got some ideas. The 3, nothing at all. The 4, like, we've got some wild ideas for the 4. And so we need some, we need some help. We need some navigation. We need your input. We need to sort of feel it and see it as you do. Feel it and see it. And looking forward to hearing all of your wonderful. I've got a mosquito. That's me dealing with a mosquito. We're looking forward to hearing all your wonderful ideas. So put your thinking caps on. Enjoy the revelation of the suit of wands. We are showcasing the 10, the page, the
page we swapped the cards.
Yes, we swapped. That was our little issue from our last Bonestone bash. We ended up having to swap the original queen to the page position because she was assuming the page position. If you do not know what we're talking about, then I encourage you to watch our last Bonestone bash, which will be available on my channel. But we can now reveal it all in the succession and see the beautiful archetypes that were chosen for.
Let me grab it because I actually have to pull that one out.
Oh, okay, cool. And then we move on to Pentacles, which we're going to have to get some grounding going. We get an opportunity to play with bones in the Pentacles. We get an opportunity to play with bones. The most important thing about the Pentacles in the Bonestone and Earthflesh Tarot is we get to play with bones.
Okay, so you want me to show them?
Yes, yes. I'll mute my stuff. I'm gonna go make a cuppa. I've already seen these, so I'm lucky. But I'm going to go and make a cuppa. I'll leave my I'm going to go make a cuppa. I'll mute everything and then I'll get back to you.
Okay, guys. So I'm all right. So if you've seen on the Facebook group page the little sketches for the 10 of Wands, you know how it was formed. I have these little figurines that you can kind of put them in different shapes, and they, you know, they help you with figures. So anyway, this is the 10 of Wands. I'm gonna try and give it a little more light. Do this. Maybe not too much. The problem when you have things at night, right? I have, it's dark here, so getting a good light source is kind of tough. But here is the 10. So this is how he ended up. I'm gonna kind of zoom in. And so we did a little different. We don't have him carrying sticks. I have drawn him here with he's carrying his buddies, right? So one is on his back and one he is dragging. And the idea of you have the burden, but at the same time, he's actually doing something. He's, you know, he's not giving up. He's saving his friends, his you know, if he was in a war, he'd be carrying his mates. So this was the 10. And then I'm going to show you so this is the card that got swapped. Initially, this was the Queen, but because of the way that she was drawn, where we have a progression that we go from the page, full body drawing, and then you go into the Knight, a little up close, and then the Queen closer, and the King full portrait. So we flipped cards around. This is now the page. Okay. And this one you've known for a while, so I'm not labeling it. And here is the reveal for the Knight. We decided that we are going to go with Hephaestus, the Smith god, and here he is seen forging the helmet of one of the gods, and he is here. He's working on the helmet. You can see the wing. I'm drawing a blank on the god. I have to look it up. Hold on. I wrote it down. Hold on, guys. Oh, come on. Who knows the Greek myth? Let's see. Hermes. There you go. So he's forging the helmet, Hermes's helmet, and we see in the background the kind of the sky peeking through. So the way this is going to be cropped, it's going to be very, you know, you're going to see this kind of section with a little bit at the top. So Hephaestus is the Knight. Okay. Moving on, now we have the Queen. And let's see. This is the Queen. Can you guys see? I'm starting to flicker around here. I just want to make sure that I'm not like going live here. Can you guys see me? Waiting for... Okay. Okay. I'm assuming that you can see me. So this is Marie Laveau. And we took the ace from the Ace of Wands, the snake that is fire and also smoke. He's now a necklace around her neck. And also, I don't know if you guys are familiar, but the way that nowadays, like her tombstone, people go and they mark 3 X's on her tombstone. And if you do that, you're supposed to be granted your wish. So we incorporated the 3 X's in her earring. And again, she's going to be cropped. We wanted her to be, you know, colorful and beautiful. So I will post the cards how they look after. Did you see? Oh, wait. Okay. You saw the card, right, Avalon? Okay. All right. And the last one is the king. The king is Ra. So this is Ra. And you can see the sun above him. So he's going to be cropped about like that. So that's Ra. And those are the cards.
Yay!
I hope I didn't cut out a little bit because it looked like I was like, my image kind of flickered. I couldn't see myself, so I wasn't sure if they could see me, but I guess they could.
I didn't have my eyes on. Why am I echoing all of a sudden? Is that you?
Yeah, no. Oh. I can hear you. I don't hear an echo. It might be your room. Remember, you had a little echo in your background?
No, it's a digital echo.
No.
It stopped. Yeah, it stopped. It's fine. I was going to say, yeah, no, you didn't. You didn't cut out at all. I was listening. My kettle's only over there, so I could hear you. I didn't see any sort of drop of image. But very exciting, folks. Very exciting. We did have a very diverse tarot wands court.
And I'm going to, before we start, you know, concepting, I'm going to post the cards on the Facebook group so they could see how it looks.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to do it before any electricity goes off. So you can tell I'm like waiting for it.
Oh, you're bracing yourself. I've already had a power outage at my house today. I've had to go and, you know, deal with the power outage just before school run, which was only about 2 hours ago, but it seems to be holding nicely. And yeah, it's nothing like hurricane season. You got to love hurricane season. It's always so fun.
If you guys want to see how they look, you can look on the actual cards, how they're cropped and stuff. You can see them better. You can do that right now. All right.
Perfect.
Moving to the last but not least.
The last but not least. Oh, by the way, as far as the book goes, I am at Judgment. I'm at Judgment. I've found that there are some cards that I sit in the longer than others, and Judgment is just the coolest, most interesting card, and I'm really, you connect with each card. You connect with it when you draw it, when you conceptualize it, when you write it out, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is how I actually feel about Judgment. I'm writing how I feel about it, and it's good. It's good. It's going good. So obviously Judgment, then World, and then I have a few little bits and pieces that I want to do to all of the cards. Again, add a little bit of information, and I'm going to send that packet of writing off to my lovely editor. And that's what I'm waiting for, to complete the majors. And then after that, I will do the intro to the minors and then do, you know, one minor at a time and then send one minor at a time to the editor and then see how we go after that.
Nice.
I've got a plan. It's good to have a plan. It's good to have a plan. All set with the printer as well. You know, I'm still in touch with the printer. She assures me that I'm able to achieve what I want to achieve, and I haven't got any major issues there. Although if, you know, if new information comes to me and a new printer is sourced and somebody else recommends me one, I'm still open. I'm still open because I'm not committed yet. I haven't paid any money to be committed. So I just want to make sure that I get the best printer who's going to give me the best quality and best value for money as well. Not an eco printer in New York that wants to charge me hundreds of thousands of dollars.
I know. It's kind of ridiculous, really, but
what are you going to do with that? Like, what do you do with that? Like, who can print? Who can print in that capacity?
Yeah, I mean, well, U.S. Games could, Schiffer could, they could, but I don't think even they would do that, I mean.
No, I bet if you were to really look into it, they're all printed in China at some factory in China and then mass produced. And that's how it's done. Any hoozles, let's get started, shall we? So we're talking about Pentacles. Pentacles is the star, in case you're new to tarot and you're watching this. So it's the star, it's the pentacle, and it embodies the element of earth and signifies, in a broad spectrum, resources. And resources are quite a umbrella term. But that is exactly what Pentacles is. It embodies resources, and your resources could be anything from your work, from money to health to, really what makes the world go round. Not just what makes the world go round to you or around you, but also what makes the world go round in you. That is Earth. That's the kingdom of Earth. So, with the kingdom of Earth, we get to play with bones because it's the bone stone, right? I've been waiting for this one, guys. Anna knows how much I've been waiting for this one. I'm a Taurus. Shout out to all the Tauruses and all the earth signs. And yes, it's an exciting time for me who gets to experience the bone part of it. I've tried to throw it in here and there, haven't I, Anna? I really.
I think you would have put it in through all the cards if you could. You would have bone in every single card.
Yep. Anna was absolutely my temperance. Because I would have been all emperor about it, and she was like, temperance.
She's just like, we can put a bone in here too.
I'm like, wow, I could almost feel the crown of like Aryan horns coming out of me. I have a lot of Aries in my natal chart, folks. It's unavoidable that I have this like ness to me. I have the Taurus, which is the horns, the Aries, which is I've got a lot of horns. Realizations. Today I realized that I don't have a princess crown and I have a lot of horns. See what's
I'm
going
so
on?
sorry. I'm looking for the sketch of the ace. That's what I'm looking for.
Oh yes. So let's talk about the ace. So probably at the start of the project, when we were talking about, cards and what order, and, I came out with, I've got an idea for the ace, because I really wanted, and it was in the beginning stages, and I really wanted a mandrake root. And that idea popped up as we were doing the three of swords, I do believe, because it was like the root and the root being pulled away. That was one of the other ideas that we had, is that, the root system, you saw the ground and then it's sort of been pulled away. However, we get to play with the mandrake root now, and I get to play with the mandrake root through a skull, potentially. So,
yep. Here's the sketch we did last time. This is what we did last time. So this is the sketch. Can you see it? All right, hold on. There. So that's the sketch. And these are my doodles. But that's the sketch of the skull and the mandrake roots. And this would be the earth. You can kind of see through the earth. And then through these sockets, you have the leaves kind of coming through. So that was the sketch for the ace.
Exciting. Exciting. So we played around with the color for the sky for Pentacles last time, didn't we? We determined what sort of color that would be.
With, I think I have it here. Okay, it's gonna be kind of hard to see. Let's see if I can get it to. Can you kind of see?
I can.
Okay, so that's the sky.
That's the beautiful sky. So we've got the purple to the bottom, which I quite dig.
So yellow, teal, and purple.
Perfect. That is absolutely perfect. Right, so just looking.
She said, search for the death card for the Brady Tarot. Christina D. Why? Why? Why?
Oh, gosh.
Why? Don't give me bad news. Death card. Brady? How do you spell Brady?
B-R-A-D-Y.
Let's see. Is it this one? Is this the card?
That's the Magician.
Oh, then, oh, duh. It came out as I typed in death card, and that's the first card that came out.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing.
So why is the death card?
Oh, it's here. Oh, it's a snake and a root.
Okay. But what does that have to do with us?
Yeah, I think she just means for the root coming out of the ground.
Oh, but Christina, see, this is we're skull.
Yeah, we're sculling it.
We're sculling it. It's all good.
It's going to be a decayed skull. And when I say decayed, I don't mean decrepit with flesh peeling off it in a zombie-esque fashion. No, it is more the bone has been there for so long that it has just weathered time. And so the sun tends to bleach bone, and the bleached bone then attracts the dirt into the porous crevices. And then you might get a little moss, a little things growing out of it, around it, you know what I mean? So it's been there for a very long time. The skull will be feature.
It's not going to look anything like that. Our root is going to be, I'm going to try and be very, as accurate as I can be with what a mandrake root looks like. And you're going to have soil at the bottom. So there's going to be a horizon line, and underneath you're going to have soil. So it's going to be like brown, and then the root, and then the skull is going to be like kind of bone color, and you're going to have the background with the sky that we selected. There's not going to be any blood in it. It's going to be like leaves and stuff. It won't look.
Christine is saying here she's changing it to a skull with the flower. Well, that just means she's copying us then, isn't it?
Wait a minute. Isn't the Brady Tower out? I've never heard about this tower.
She must be doing a second edition. Is it out? Is it out?
He's changing it to a skull. Christina, did you see the image? Did you see the skull? If you have seen the skull image, and if you happen to find it, send it to me so I can see it. I will look at it. But I mean, even if it's a rose, I don't think that's because we have the mandrake root, honestly.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, guys, you can have when people say that you're ripping off, like you don't want to rip off stuff. The idea is like there's so many artists in the world. a lot of us have the same ideas sometimes, but it's how you depict that idea that differentiates you from the other artist. I can do Avalon's portrait, and another artist can come and do her portrait, and it'll be totally different. So, but it's the same subject matter. So, but in this case, I honestly don't think it's the same if she has like a rose coming through the eye or whatever. But that's just me.
Yeah, even with her style of art, which is lino print, it's going to look very different to like Anna's line work, her watercolor work. And
yeah, right. You know, if I see it that looks anything similar, I will definitely, like, I can change angles and perspective and stuff. But the other thing is,
oh, but it's an animal skull. Yeah, ours
what?
is going to be a human skull.
Whose is an animal? Hers is an animal skull.
I'm just reading Christina D's here.
Oh, honestly, I mean, I can't remember what I saw. I don't know, you guys, so I have a Lenormand deck that's out there, and the back of the card has an etching of it's a moon, but it's the way it's done. It's like a black background, and the moon is like blue and teal. So I'm like looking through Instagram and stuff, and all of a sudden I see my card there, and I'm like, what the? But it's a different name of a deck. So I'm like, what happened? And I realized that it's a totally different deck, but they have the same back. So they came out after my deck. So what do I think that they ripped off my deck? I don't think so. I think somebody just thought that it's a cool idea to have a black moon on a background. So am I going to get like, do you know what I mean? It's like you can't like fight for every single thing. But anyway, so I will definitely look at it and see what it looks like.
Yeah, I think the most important thing to remember is that we thought of it first. In no uncertain terms, it was conceptualized 2 years ago. And it really has been such a long time since we have had this idea in our head. I'm like, mandrake root, mandrake root.
You're calling dibs?
I'm dibs.
All right, Christina said she sent it to me.
You can hashtag me, Avalon called dibs.
Where is it? Oh, here we are. Right.
It's this beautiful crystal that I'm wearing from the Witch's Bounty. See this? This is an Aqua Aura Spirit Quartz, and it's bringing all this lovely healing and joy and laughter and sweetness into my life. And I never, ever want to take it off.
It's not this. I see it, Christina. I'm looking at it.
Send it to me, please. Send it to me. Somebody send it to me.
You don't need to see this.
I just want to see this.
Oh, here, I'm sending it to you. It's on Facebook. I sent it on Facebook.
I got it. Oh, yeah.
So it's fine. Honestly, I think it's fine.
Safe. We're safe, kids. We're safe.
You know what, Christina? In 2 weeks from now, our card will be done. These are in sketches. So, yeah.
Dibs. Hashtag dibs.
Anyway.
I don't understand why she changed, though. I'm curious to understand to figure out why she changed, because I quite like the snake and the roots. I thought that was really nice. Maybe it wasn't death enough, because that snake looked alive and healthy. Maybe that's what it was. There was no decrepit snake.
Okay, did you get the image I sent you?
Just then?
Yeah, I just sent it to you.
Yeah, I got it. I looked at it.
Oh, okay. So we have the ace. The two, we have a couple of ideas, and we figured you guys can tell us what you think.
That's what I think. That's what I think.
It just came across my screen. It's like your message just came. It just came across my screen. That's what I read. I'm like,
perfect. That's even better.
Okay. So the two. I wrote stuff for the two, and you had Okay, so the two of Pentacles is the guy who's juggling the two discs, right? And
it was hard. The two was actually really hard because neither one of us were really all that chuffed with the traditional juggler image, the Wade Smith juggler image. And, you know, we still wanted to get in there with a multitasker. And the fact of the matter is it became very difficult to really choose a multitasker that wasn't quite juggling, that didn't really infringe upon the meaning of any of the other cards. So we had a couple of ideas, but then we're like, oh, actually that's more 8. That's more the 8. And that's a little bit like this one. That's a little bit like that one. So it actually, without using the juggler, it really, it put us in a really unique position of having to think so hard and think so laterally about it. So Anna's idea was, let's go and have a look at the animal kingdom, which we had decided for one of the other cards a little while ago as well. And we started looking at animals with multiple appendages naturally. And so we really, really loved the octopus. However, with the octopus, as glorious a creature as it is, and how wonderful it would have been to depict an octopus, it's far too water for the earth that it needs to be. So, you know, when you think about it really hard, as much as I wanted it, it would have been beautiful. We would have been able to get really creative with it. It's just so water, and we really needed something that was a little bit earthy. So then we started to think about, you know, spiders and monkeys. So we saw some beautiful images of monkeys holding a little, you know, flower in the hand and flower in the foot, and, you know, just something very beautiful. And then the spider, which is the weaver. Now you will know that the spider is also present in the Fool card. We have a spider in the Fool card, but it's very, very small, and it's right up there nestled near the tree that our Fool is peeking through. And so we thought maybe the weaver aspect, the spider bringing through that weaver aspect, that multitasking, that weaving, that necessity to be really intricate and to make those decisions so that everything just falls into place correctly. Now, that too could potentially edge into the 8 of Pentacles, which is mastery. It's knowing your craft so well that you can do it with intricate detail and you can do it quickly and it's actioned well. So we're still up in the air about the monkey, which is very solid earth to me. I mean, it might be different to you, but the monkey seems very solid earth, and the spider. So if you have any other suggestions, Veronica Jude is freaked out by monkeys. That's what I just saw.
What is a monkey? You know, it can be a really cute little monkey.
Like a really cute one.
Because we were thinking, and so hard. Here's the problem: visually depicting. Like that, you have the juggler, so he's juggling, and that's just like you see this in every single deck. Somebody juggling things, and when you talk about doing a lot of things, right? You do use the term "I'm juggling a lot of things," which makes sense, but at the same time, it's tricky because you want to depict the multitasking aspect of it, and not necessarily the choice aspect, like crossroads or like
that's it.
Having to choose left or right. So
that's very 2 of that. That would be very 2 of Swords. The decision, the choice, which way to go. That's 2 of Swords. It's not the choice, it's the action. So we've had a hell of a time we've had 3 weeks since our last Bonestone Bash, and we've been talking about the 2 on and off for that 3-week period.
Yeah. The other ideas that were kind of popped in and out were if you had a musician, somebody playing 2 instruments at the same time. Mm-hmm. So you have you know, playing you know, the drum with one hand and the flute with another hand, you know, like having something where you are juggling in that aspect, but you're not making a full choice. So that was one idea. Or reading 2 books at the same time, just doing like, but in not necessarily throwing things in the air. So I was trying to stay away from visually from that. The spider, it's, you know, and you, for those people that are afraid of spiders, you have to also think that if you didn't have spiders, you'd be eaten by mosquitoes. You'd be chewed by mosquitoes. So you want to have some spiders. Anyway, we could pick a beautiful looking spider, you know, but the idea is to show him like working on the web, because he is actually, you know, utilizing all of his little feet to create this intricate thing. So that's where the spider comes in.
That's it.
So, all right. So what do you guys think? Let's read. I'm gonna scroll.
Let's do a vote. Seems like the right thing to do, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, I've got no pen and no paper around me.
I have pen around me. Okay, so I will write it down.
Thank you. I have 2 offices, and I now know to broadcast from my lounge room, because every other time I've been broadcasting from my sacred space, my area in there, and the signal is really weak, and then it creates terrible, terrible live streams. So I'm like, right now I'm touching my modem. I'll pick it up. It's here. That's it there. That's my modem being a dick. It's been terrible. Anyways. Okay, so we will do A for spider.
Oh, hold on, I put monkey first, sorry.
Okay, B,
spider.
A for monkey, B for spider. So A, monkey, B, spider. Go.
Hold on. Well, I have the musician too, and the books. 2 books.
Oh, okay, hang on. I'm gonna outline. Wait, don't vote just yet, kids. Don't vote just yet. A equals. The A was the monkey.
A is monkey.
B
is spider.
Spider.
C is 2 instruments. So somebody playing 2 instruments.
Yeah.
And D is 2 books, like reading 2 books. Somebody reading 2 books. Okay.
There we go. I've just posted the ledger. A, monkey, B, spider, C, 2 instruments, which it looks like I spelt wrong. D, 2 books. So monkey, spider, 2 instruments, 2 books. A, B, C, D.
I'm seeing A's, D's, B's. A lot of B's.
A lot of B's, hey?
B, 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 B.
I think spider might win by a landslide.
You know, I'm just, not that I'm going to draw this one out, but I saw a picture, I think it was floating around Facebook, of this little cute spider, furry spider with multiple eyes. It looked like such a cute little thing.
Yeah, I had a run-in with a trapdoor spider in my bathroom. My daughter was playing. She was on the floor and she was playing in the shower. We have a kind of a wet room, and I didn't realize that it was inside one of the little shower toys. And I picked it up, ran across my hand, fell on the floor, and scuttled. And it's a nasty spider.
This was the part, if I was there, I would have been passed out on the floor while the spider would be on my face.
I have an adrenaline response to things like this, that I don't panic, and my action isn't incredibly swift. but I get really angry and I take that spider and what it's done very personally. So I'm the type of person that would grab a sledgehammer instead of a thong, right? And like, I'm just a little over the top, but that spider was like, it was enough for me to like yank my daughter and pick her up all wet and call out for my husband, because he doesn't deal with insects. He is such a pussy. He really is. He just doesn't do the spiders. He doesn't do the cockroaches. He just doesn't do the insects. I draw the line at frogs and toads. They're my nemesis. I can't. I have an irrational fear of spiders and toads. I'm going to put a toad probably in this suit of Pentacles because it's a power player. But it will hurt me to do so. And yeah, that's.
Let's see. Joe,
spiders here too.
Joe is saying that if we don't pick the D, he's going to use it for his future tarot. Okay.
Not possible, Joe, because Anna and I are making another tarot deck, and that will be in our second tarot deck. AKA Avalon calls dibs.
All right, so let's count these. Looks from I'm scrolling through, and from what I'm seeing, it's a lot of B's. B, 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 B. So
we're going with spider. Okay, so now we just need to look for a really cool spider. So you look at spiders. Guys, I would like to encourage you to look for spiders. And if you find a good spider and you're friends with either myself or Anna, message us. Otherwise, just post the spider picture on the Bonestone Facebook group and we can go through that spider.
Go, everybody. Look for spiders. Come on. Let's
spider break. Spider break. Beautiful. Maybe we should go for beautiful and rare spiders.
Okay. Something that doesn't look icky.
So no prehistoric spiders?
Well, when I mean like icky, we have cave crickets here that look like spiders. They're the grossest things you've seen. They're disgusting.
I found a cool one here. I'm going to send this one to you.
And it doesn't have to be, I mean, it doesn't matter if they're poisonous or not. We're just looking for something that's visually cool. Because the idea is not that it's going to kill you, but the fact that every spider works their web, right? So it's the more you're focusing more on the idea that they're multitasking. So, a killer spider can multitask too.
Holy shit. There is an image of a spider here that looks like it's about to leap out of the screen and it's in transit. It's making me feel a little like light-headed. It's like, oh my God, all this spider.
Ooh, I'm getting photos from people. What'd you send me?
Awesome.
What did Christina send? Let's see. I need my glasses. It's like I've been like trying to avoid glasses for a long time, but I have to wear them. The peacock spider. Is that the one you sent me, Christina? The peacock spider?
Ah!
Oh.
There is a girl laying down with her mouth open and a spider resting on her mouth. It looks like she's taking a selfie.
That one in there. Sorry. I can't. I'll have nightmares. Oh, that's pretty. The one Avalon you sent, the blue, the teal. That's a pretty one. See, this is the cute one that I was telling you about. This is the cute one. This is the one, the cute one.
Oh, that one that I sent you?
Yeah, that's the cute little spider that I saw. It's like, he's so cute.
I'm sending this next one because it's got yellow and purple in it. It's little. It looks really cute, and I think it would match the color of the sky really nicely too.
I like the one. Okay, so Lisa sent me this one. Pretty.
Is that like a golden orb?
I can't tell, to be honest. I do like the yellow and the black.
That's very golden orb.
I found ooh, you're sending me these freaky looking.
They're all really pretty colors.
They're very pretty. Here, I'm sending you one too.
Okay.
There.
I got sent something, but it doesn't work.
Why not?
No, work. By Christina.
Oh.
Christina. Oh, hang on. I just clicked on something.
I'm going to sketch out this spider, okay?
Christina sent the same spider.
So cute. I'm going to sketch out the way that I think it should look on the page, and then we can kind of pick the spider. You know what I mean?
Holy shit. That's really scary, Anna.
The one I sent you?
It's really scary.
Well, it's Bonestone. I mean, come on. I think it's cute. I think my taste in
skin. Look at that.
That's one.
You know what? I'm searching. I'm doing. Oh, hang on. I better look at Bonestone. Look at Bonestone just to see what people are posting.
Oh, they're posting on Bonestone.
Oh yeah, there is. Yeah. Thank you, guys. So far, there's 2. Oh yeah, 3. Yeah, 4 spot orb weaver. Yeah, nice. I knew we'd see some orb weavers. I
like the banana spider.
I'm looking up. I'm going for a new search.
Ooh. Lisa, you got to post this one to the Bonestone. So, actually, you know what? I'll forward it to Avalon. This is really cool. I really like this one. How do I forward? Here we go, forward.
Do you want to have a really good time? You should totally type in prehistoric spiders. They're not cute. But one of them looks like this, Anna. This is a drawing. So look at that.
Ah. Okay.
Death. Well, the prehistoric world is, oh, I can't look at this anymore. There's some really scary images in there. Oh, that red one's cute. Yeah, that red one's really cute.
Yeah, that was kind of, Lisa sent it, just sent it, so.
Fabulous. Oh, there's a green one. Christina D just sent a link to a green one. Like a fluoro green. Look, actually looks like an aquatic spider. You know how, you know, the further down in the ocean you go, the more translucent and neon the fish become. Mm-hmm. It looks like that.
Yeah, I think those are really cool, those aquatic ones.
But, I quite like the purple one, the red one, and if neither one of those really floats anyone's boat, then I'm down for a really scary looking motherfucker. Like really like prehistoric spider business. Although I think that would deter from the actual that would deter from the actual meaning of the card. It just popped into my head that when we put a spider in the full card, that I got quite a few messages from people saying that they were scared of spiders. Could we please remove the spider? Yeah, and please know that is a ludicrous request. I actually have no words for that. There's no words for that. I have no words for that. just know that if you see this and you get the urge to message me about removing an element from a card because it bothers you personally, that it's perhaps your responsibility to not look at the cards anymore, not purchase the deck, and you know, find something that does actually delight the heart. But yeah, I've got no words for that. There's no words.
So I'm thinking that it should be like a big, like you want to see it, it should take over, like the focus should be on the weaving.
This is a good one. Sorry, Anna, look at this one.
What am I looking? Oh, hold on. Can't really see very well.
It's purple. I know that it's showing blue, but it's actually purple. It's more, well, it's more indigo. I'm going to
send it to me.
I'm going to send it to you. This is a nice one.
Oh, it's the one that's in on the Facebook group. Oh, it's pretty.
I don't know, is it?
What is it called?
I just sent it to you anyway because I haven't looked at the Facebook group yet. Okay.
Well, whatever, you know, it's going to be big on the page.
Oh, that one that looks like it's got mosaic tiles glued to its butt. It looks really cool. You get a little love heart from me, Christina D, for that one. That's really pretty as well. Oh my God, Helen. Have you seen Helen's?
No, I'm on the Bonestone. I'm going right now.
On the page. Laurie Edwards. I'm just going to put my laughing face because it literally made me laugh.
Okay, now I see Christine. Ooh, is that a seashell on its butt? Is that spider?
I don't think it's a seashell. It is part of the spider. A spider covered in mirrors. Let's have a look.
Really? I like the red one with the 3 dots on its back. I don't know. I like red, so whatever is going to be red, I'm going to be biased.
Wow. This is real. It must be very venomous because they've labeled it beautifully terrifying spiders. Yeah, that one with the mosaic is pretty damn cool.
So whichever one we pick, this is it should be like large, I'm thinking, and you can see the spider, the web behind it, like as it's working on it. Can you see the spider, the web? I don't know. It's like those lines are the spider web. So not something that's far away. So you can kind of be in there as he's working. So whoever is afraid of spiders, they'll not like this card very much.
They won't like it. To make it fair, though, I'm terrified of toads, and I'll probably put a toad in this one. So, see, it's all for the art. High good here, high cause.
Okay, so since we have the concept down, should we move, or do you want to stay on? Okay.
No, let's move.
So, I mean, it's your call. You're gonna pick the spider. Do a poll, like you could do a poll, maybe.
There's so many.
Huh?
There's so many to choose from. I like the mirror. That one's sort of winning me because it's really unique.
Yeah.
Like, there's some beautiful spiders with some incredible color, but that is something really unique.
Yeah, no, I thought it was a seashell.
Yeah.
When I looked.
Either that one or the really fluffy one that we both liked. Or the purple one. Or the purple one that we both liked.
Brunel is asking, have you looked at borrowing spiders? They are creepy.
Yes, I do. Yes, I have, because we have burrowing spiders here. That's a trapdoor spider. I was just speaking about it before. It's a burrowing spider. It looks a little bit like the funnel web. Ugh.
Okay, so 3 of Pentacles.
3 of Pentacles, right. Here we are with the 3 of Pentacles.
So we have the Ace and the 2. The 3 of Pentacles is where they're traditionally the guy is...
Hold it. Oh, this is my sister. She's due to have a baby, so I have to answer it. Sorry, guys.
Okay, go ahead. All right, guys. So let's see. The 3 of Pentacles usually is the guy with working. Hold on, let me look. Make sure that I'm not talking of the wrong one. Okay. Yeah. So the 3 of Pentacles is usually the novice, the guy who's working on the cathedral, and there's 2 other people around that are kind of working together. So this card is usually about building something and teamwork. And yeah, I'm trying to think of things that would denote that, but at the same time, it's not just about, you know, the novice. It's about building something from scratch, from seeing it kind of be created. So I had an idea of kind of looking at again, this is the suit of Earth, so it's kind of interesting that a lot of some of the ideas that have come through are related to either animals or insects. It's also, you know, they're all so in tune with Earth that it kind of makes me kind of go in that direction a lot. So having, exactly like Megan is thinking termites. So yes, ants building an anthill. That's exactly what we were thinking initially. We were thinking of those bridges that ants sometimes, if you've seen them, they will come together and they will form these bridges. So they kind of link each other from one end to another. So they create these intricate things. It's mostly with their bodies. So we're not, Joe, we're not staying out. He's asking if we're staying away from humans outside of the court. Not really, but, you know, like some of the ideas that are coming through are a lot of them are like coming with either insects or animals. And it's, I kind of go with the flow when that happens, and I try not to force it. Like if something comes through that is specifically related to humans, then I will obviously look into it and use it. Thinking of Avalon, I think of people constructing a yurt. Yes, we should. We should definitely consider that. So let's see, what do you guys have here? 3 of Pentacles. Joe is saying building the cathedral. 8 is the guy working on his desk. Yes. So yeah, this is the tricky part, because you have the 3 of Pentacles is creating the structure, and it is about teamwork. The 8 is he's working on his craft. He's getting better at it. So it's more of a personal. The 8 is more of a personal. I'm working on my craft. I'm working on bettering myself. The 3 is involving other people or other, you know, others to help you. Okay, Molly's saying ants are so interesting. They make aphids their slaves and put them to work. Yeah. We should have a little ant that's directing everybody around. Let's see. Yeah, so, you know, that was one of the ideas of having like ants kind of building a structure, linking themselves. Let me see if I wrote anything else down. Where's my paper? Oh, hold on. Let's see. I just had it. Now I lost it. This is what happens when you have too many papers around. Well, there you have it. Folks, I'm losing my mind. That's not it. I'm finding my kids' drawings, but not my notes. Anyway, anything that kind of builds, right? So everything, you can have two people working together. Mice creating nests together. Yeah, I mean, that could work too. I'm thinking like the bridge, because it's a structure, and the original card is a structure, a nest, a bridge, something like that. Honeybees. Ah, I like honeybees. I like honey. So I'm gonna write some of these ideas down. Let's see. And then when Avalon comes back, we can tell her what a great job we've done, right? All right, so honeycomb. Mice. Bees. Bridge. Ants. Dance. Well, Grunell, it should be a symbiotic relationship, not parasitic necessarily. So, hi, you're back.
I am.
Anything exciting happen?
No, she was just telling me about she had to go to the hospital because I tried to call her. She's due tomorrow. I'm due to fly to Brisbane tomorrow to see my baby sister have her very first baby. So I'm a big sister and I didn't want to miss it for the world. So I've moved hell and high water to be able to be there. And I called her this morning just to tell her that there's storms and cyclones and things of that nature. And it went straight to message bank. And I thought to myself, fuck, I've missed it, you know? So I've got a hold of my dad, who's also there, eagerly awaiting the event. And I'm calling him and he just wouldn't pick up the phone. And I was getting desperate. I'm like, somebody tell me what's going on. And yeah, and so it turns out she was actually at the hospital, her last hospital sort of visit kind of thing before the baby's due. Her due date, her estimated due date is tomorrow. I fly in to Brisbane at 8:10 in the morning, and I'm just like, keep those legs crossed for me. I got so nervous though, because when she was telling me, I'm like, oh my God, I missed it.
Oh, no.
I didn't want to miss it. I made myself a cup of tea too, by the way.
So we were just talking. I was like telling them that we had some ideas, and one of them was the ants. You know, ants building a bridge. They actually, ants was one of the things that they suggested. A couple of other ideas were bees making a honeycomb, mice building a nest. Weaver birds. So, because I was saying like Joe was asking if we're sticking for this suit for mostly non-human, and I was like, no, well, not really, but it's interesting that a lot of the ideas that have come are related to animals, and it kind of makes a sense because Pentacles is such an earth-driven suit, but that doesn't mean that's what we're going to have through it. But some of the ideas that are coming through are a lot related to animals. So I kind of go with
I agree. I don't think it's wise to put an animal after an animal. I think that there will be naturally more animals in this suit, and they will potentially appear as part of the scene as well. So the animals will have a certain amount of symbolism. Now for the 3.
With 2, we have 2 is the spider.
2 is the spider. So the 3 has to be something else. It has to be something structural. Do you know what I mean? There has to be an element of structure
and stuff. But somebody said to a yurt. Show them building a yurt because you're looking to get a yurt. So you know we could always build a yurt for you here.
It's my dream. It's just my dream. It's my just dream. A yurt. It's expensive. Do you know yurts are expensive? Like you think a yurt, oh yeah, I'm gonna get a yurt. No, I priced a yurt for my family and it was like $50,000 for a yurt. I could build a house for less than $50,000, an actual house.
Well, I mean, if you want to go tribal, right? We have a lot of tribal themes kind of going through. If you wanted to show like the how they built one of the little huts, you know.
Yeah, see, the building element is important, but also if you choose a building element here, you have to be really careful when it comes to the 8 that it doesn't eclipse the mastery craftsman element of the 8.
Yeah.
So the 8 is about craftsmanship, mastery, refinement, repetitious task, dedication, like you're in the zone with the 8. With the 3, you're just starting to, something's just starting to take. What about somebody sculpting? What about a sculptor? Like they could be sculpting, say, let's say they had the head sculpted, or even they're sculpting an animal, for instance. They could be sculpting an animal, but just the head's done and they're still
sculpting the head of one of the court cards. Whichever, whatever that's going to be.
I like the idea of the sculptor because then you could have him sculpting just about anything, really, can't you? He could be sculpting the goddess. He could be sculpting a totem, like a bear, you know, something that's really earth heavy. He could be sculpting. That's it. That's all I got. He could be sculpting anything, really.
What about having children playing together, building things? They definitely aren't masters yet.
Yeah, I had that thought, actually. I myself had that thought because I have these wooden blocks, these natural wooden blocks that I prefer to Lego, and I encourage my children to come home and build with those blocks just about every day because I want them to be able to think in a construction type of sense, to be problem solvers, to think laterally. So I think building blocks like this that don't have natural connections and they have to essentially be able to create these structures out of them. I had that idea, but even as a mother, I find it very difficult to relate to that image. I'd find it very difficult if I saw that image on a card. You know, the tarot is such an adult world to me. Yeah. It's such a complex adult world that putting children there, it lightens it brings a sense of playful, and it lightens but think of a baseline. This is where the Bonestone is. If you put a child there, you would get this massive spike and then it would come back down and it would just look very odd.
Maybe children creating something with bones.
Maybe the bones of children.
Oh God, I'm not drawing that. I am not drawing that. No.
See what I mean? No, it's too emotive. It's far too emotive. You can't do anything with children without it being ultra emotional. You can draw a skull of a man, that's no worries, but you can't draw a skull of a child. Like, it's just not. It's it's too much.
For every single thing I draw, I do research, and if I have to do research for children's skulls, there's no.
Gosh, the New Era Elements Tarot by Ellie Piper.
Mm-hmm.
she has one of her cards, I can't remember which one it is, but one of her cards is an image of the Holocaust, and it's a mountain of dead people, dead babies in it. And she had to look at that. She was talking about looking at that particular image and how difficult it was because she's German by descent. And so this was directly in her backyard. Or she was, this was part of her world history, her country's history. And, tell you what, heartstrings, mate, heartstrings. No.
I think
that's far, far away from children, unless they're on the back of the Two of Swords. That's it.
The sculptor would work. And I mean, it could be anything. I was just thinking like everyday life, like what do we build? What do we, nowadays, like
we build houses. The most functional thing that we build is houses or furniture, for instance.
But we have to go back because we're working on a more primitive type of.
Yeah. Same thing applies. I mean, we build homes, dwellings. We would build dwellings. We would build shelter. That's the word. And I think
like that, like showing shelters, like building shelters, like with leaves, like having like leaves and sticks and trying to get them to stand, like having people kind of work together with that. That could, like trying to prepare or raft, like building a raft.
Yep. Yeah, I think the building component is important. And when you look at it, like the 3 is an establishment of something. It's the recognition that you've put something together and it's starting to take shape. It's not the completion. It's the fact that you have this moment of to sort of step back and look at it and go, oh, okay, this is taking form. And so it's that middle way, it's that taking form, it's that progress. So it's showing success, it's showing aptitude, it's showing application, it's showing learning, it's showing a lot of things in motion in a very creative way. And it's hyper practical because it's earth, right? Yeah. I'm thinking the chisel. I'm thinking guy with the chisel.
Okay. I'm going to write it down just so I can draw it out, sketch it out, but I want to sketch a couple at the same time. So I'm going to write
the guy with the chisel. Okay. I know I've got more ideas in me. What about like a farming, gardening kind of setting where you have 3 new shoots, like a farmer tending to his crop and just sort of looking and watering his 3 new pop-ups, for instance. With that in mind, what about a carriage, like a horse-drawn carriage with only 3 wheels and the other wheel being made?
Oh, so you're thinking of showing the background, having like the carriage to the side and somebody working on the wheel?
Yeah, having the carriage sort of off and the person sort of, forming the wheel. And so it's a work in progress kind of situation. Work in progress is really what I'm trying to depict here.
Let's see what some other people, they're writing a lot. Building a bridge, pyramids, beaver building a dam. Tarot alchemist said, that's a good idea, but she doesn't want to have an animal after an animal. I mean, an animal after an insect. So people would be this one. Headstone engraver. Native American totems.
Oh no, I already got criticized for cultural appropriation with my star card.
The star card?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, I culturally appropriated it because it looks Indian. I culturally appropriated it.
No comment.
Yeah, it was like I'm absolutely not buying this. I mean, she didn't write it in this particular fashion, but you can have a look. It's actually a public comment on the image of the star card. It's ridiculous.
Raising a stone circle, like building off the hen.
A stone circle.
This
A
was
stone circle. Imagine all the beautiful engravings that you could put in a stone circle. It could be the guy that's, you know, building the stone circle. It could just be like 3 stones.
That's Grunel. Am I saying your name right? I know Grun, but the last name, I'm probably butchering it. Grunel? How do you pronounce that? How would you pronounce that?
Granule.
Okay, so that was her idea. Or his idea. Totally.
It's Groon's idea.
Okay.
Would cane art be too early in timeline? No, there's no timeline for the Bonestone. The Bonestone is part fantasy, part primeval, part. There's no real historical authenticity to be found in the Bonestone. We like to fuck around with the idea of historically accurate, but we do so with artistic expression, with artistic freedom. So we take creative license on many of the things that we see here because it is a constructed world. The world of Bonestone and Earthflesh Tarot is not of this world. Think of it as Middle Earth only when we're not Middle Earth. It's just Bonestone and Earthflesh. You know, Tolkien built the Middle Earth loosely based on quite a few things here in our own world. That's what we're doing with the Bonestone.
A stone circle is a nice idea, having the guy work on the
Stone circle?
Yep, on the one
That's
of the.
my favorite. That's my favorite.
So he's chiseling one of the stones?
I don't know if he's so much chiseling one of the stones, but it's the work of construction. So maybe you could have 2 stones with beautiful carvings on them and he's working on the 3rd, for instance. It's not quite finished yet. He's just sort of working on it.
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking, I'm trying to picture it in my mind, so bear with me. Okay.
So the way that I'm seeing it in my mind would be him sort of standing here, directly working on something sort of, you know, directly working on a stone here, and then these 2 here completed. So
to the side.
Yeah, to the side.
Yeah. So, yeah. I think I get it. Are we thinking any type of
stone?
No, any type of runes on the stones?
I'm not sure about runes. I'm thinking more Preseli bluestone, which is quite Celtic Britain. And perhaps we'll have to have a look at some of the standing stones to see if there's any cool glyphs that we can have a look. I'll do that right now.
So it looks like Witch Up the Road was the original one with the idea. Okay, so team effort, guys. Good.
Witch Up the Road. Saving us again. It was Witch Up the Road, remember, that alerted us to our 4 of Swords. Remember our 4 of Swords close call? Yeah. That was Witch Up the Road. Yeah.
Having our back.
What was I looking up again? I just got distracted.
Stone circle, stone carving.
Oh, yes. Stone circle. I've actually got one of my best friends traveling to England and she's going to be doing the stone circle thing. Yeah, okay, so there are carvings on these stones.
Tarot Alchemist is asking, is there more than one person working on the stone though to indicate people working together. Yeah, she's right, because you know the 8 is the one where he's solo in it. So this is more of a teamwork card.
Well, maybe you could have 2 people in the background like hauling stones, like have a scene of people like pulling the stones into place while one person works on carving them.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking just like some swirls. Just some beautiful swirls, Anna.
Okay. Like spirals and stuff?
Yeah, like spirals.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna sketch some stuff quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So I got
Cavers.
Well, actually, you know what? Let's do the 4 too. Can we do the 4 too?
Yeah, we can do the 4.
So this is the guy. So this is the 3 is the stone circle. Okay, and then so the spider I already sketched out. So that's the 2. This is 3, and the 4. The 4 is that the one that's he's holding on to stuff, right?
Yeah. The 4 is, yeah, that's the one. So it could be the lady, it could be the man, the dead arm.
Okay, so what you want to tell them what we
Right. So for the 4 direction spirals, what direction? They mean different things. Well, potentially to bring in a spiraling inward. So I would direct the energy inward rather than outward. But I'd have to have a closer look at that.
They also do
the 4. So we're capturing the energy of the miser with the 4. So here we have the energy of an individual or an institution or anyone in governance of resources that is holding on to their resources so tightly that they're refusing to let them go. Now, what happens here is a certain level of stagnation can occur should this card eventuate into that perpetual hold phase. So the idea with resources is that you utilize your resources well and often so that it will yield more for you. You will have more rewards to reap. You will be able to harvest more. But in order for you to do that, you need to relinquish some of that wealth, some of those resources, some of that energy, etc., and plant it or apply it in the world so that it can actually come back with certain amounts of results. But the 4 is warning you of the dangers that might happen should you decide that you're going to be an asshole about it and hold on to your resources until you're basically dead and you lose all your resources anyway. So people who hold on too tight to their money will eventually understand one fundamental truth, and that is that you can't take money to the afterlife. When you pass on, all of your wealth, all of your resources, all your accumulated physical things, it stays here and it goes to somebody else. So you've never really utilized it, and therefore somebody else gets to have fun with the very things that you died holding on to, right? So we have the energy of the miser here. And so 2 ideas that Anna and I had was 1, a man, a dead arm essentially, a lifeless arm, not decaying, but a lifeless arm, someone who has just like within the last 3 seconds, for instance, passed away. And he has his coins or his jewels in his hand and he's had to release it. And so we had that idea. And then we had the idea of a woman literally wearing every article of value of hers. So let me put this into a perspective that you could potentially visualize a little easier. But imagine somebody wearing all of their jewels, all of their hats, all of their clothing, and just like wild-eyed, really relishing in it. There's a little of that. Then there was, what was the other one, Anna? There was It came to me and then it just went.
Somebody eating the coin.
The jewels, yes, that's the one. Somebody eating their wealth, like consuming it, and how ridiculous that would look, you know? Because the idea is it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to do that. Like, so there we have it. Your fears of ownership. What about an animal who hoards, like raccoons, mice, or ferrets? Earthen dam will help stockpile water and fish, but it will overflow the villages.
You see how you guys also tend to go towards animals? It's interesting.
Where's the bones? Think of some bones, folks. I'm not seeing any bones. Nobody type another comment without it having a bone in there.
Oh my goodness.
You know, that's actually a nice, I think it might actually be something that I saw in a movie, but like an upturned skull with the jewels pouring out of it.
Yeah, but we have the skull and the ace.
I know, but I'm just saying we need some bone, and we need some bones in there. What about, oh my gosh, what about a full skeleton, elegantly done, a full skeleton of a king, like crown off to the side, still holding like all of his sort of like, but it's a skeleton and he's been there for that long and everything's just decayed and he's still got the sort of crown on his head and maybe the scepter's lying next to him and maybe shards of old cape fur.
That's gonna scare, I think, a lot. Can you see people? I mean, I like that. I think it will look pretty cool, actually. But I think that when people are gonna get that card, they'll be like, ah.
You can do it. Stones, you know what I mean? It's very Indiana.
Okay, so we have a couple. You guys want to vote?
Yep.
So there's
someone being buried with their wealth rather than sharing it. I had that thought too, Erica, and I think Danielle Park, Egyptian mummy chain. But yeah, so these cultures genuinely believed that if you were buried with your wealth, you would be able to enter the afterlife with that wealth. So it still holds inherent value even in the afterlife. Whereas we're looking at this from the perspective of when you die, all of your shit gets left behind. It doesn't go with you. So there's no continuity because that wealth in the afterlife and being able to bring everything with you, then that means that actually hoarding your belongings is a good thing. And that's not really what the energy of the four is all about. It's about learning to effectively utilize your resources so that it yields a better quality of life for you as the controller of said resources. And so it's placing emphasis on the fact that you just can't take it with you. You may as well do something daring with it, anything at all, and see what happens. So we're going to go in with a little of that. Skeleton in a cave decked out with jewels. Caradwin Greenwich, we cannot really do a cave. I mean, we can, but we can't really do a cave because we have a themed sky throughout each of the suits. So a cave does present a challenge. It's not impossible. I mean, we've done that with Hephaestus, and you can see the opening of the cave in the background. But don't also easily smell of me. A skeleton and a cave. Yeah, okay. Maybe someone holding their jewels in their hand. And their hand is Leanne Smith, fleshless. I love it. That's a great word. I'm not as morbid as people think. Just like a little macabre from time to time. It's a witch thing. It can't be any scarier than the spider. You will see. The spider could turn out. Look, you guys could have had the monkey. The monkey would have been so cute too. You did it to yourselves. You all voted. Responsibility is in your hands. Pirate. Pirate loot. Sunken treasure. Oh, you can't sink. It's underwater. What about shipwreck? What about a shipwreck? With like, oh, we lost Anna. We lost Anna. She probably had a bit of a blackout, guys. But we could actually look at that. That's a potential one. A shipwreck and like with treasure, like like an old wreck, like run aground, jewels, and essentially, I want to say dead people, but skeletons. Like, it's old. It happened years ago. But rather than being sunk to the bottom of the ocean, it's run aground and it's just remained there. And the weather has over time taken.
Sorry, I kind of cut off there for a second.
Yeah, I thought you had a blackout.
No, it's on my computer. It did something. But I'm here.
No worries. There you go.
I heard shipwreck.
Yeah, shipwreck. We're looking at pirate. Somebody said pirate booty bounty.
Pirate booty?
I'm thinking booty. Apparently.
I can do that. I'll draw some pirate booty.
Yeah, draw some pirate booty. With a dead pirate. God, I'm not being scared. Oh, gambling with bone casting. That's a good one. But that's actually not what the four would do. The four wouldn't gamble. The four would be like, I'm not fucking gambling. I'm holding on to my resources until I die.
What about holding on to a bird that wants to fly and can't, like you're holding, like you're holding on to something.
That's our tower card. That's our tower.
Yeah, but no, I meant like actually, like, how you hold the
physically, like holding it.
Like if you were to hold like how you sometimes love something so much that you won't let it go. The idea is that if you love something, you let it go if it comes back, right? So the idea of holding either a bird, like a pretty bird or something, like you love it, but it wants to fly off, or an animal, or any type of pet that you.
I get what you're saying, but I think anything would work there in that regard, but probably not a bird, because we've already got that image of a bird that's been sort of chained, like where it's prevented from flying. So it's
I got people were very upset with that one too. So I'm not, I don't want to upset anybody right now. I'll be good.
What about a man or a woman? Doesn't really matter. In a room with a whole bunch of caged animals, like they're his pets, like they're his pretties, all these animals in cages, like exotic animals, for instance, but they're all in different types of cages. So he's looking at all of them. He's keeping them really close to the detriment of each creature, to the detriment of those beautiful animals.
Does that say wealth, though? Like in terms of not letting go, like being emotionally attached to wealth? Or is that saying like when I think
it's a bit of both. I think it would be a bit of both, because sort of like when you go further back in history, you see that currency wasn't a thing, but trade was. And so to have beautiful creatures to trade was in fact a sign of wealth. To have coffee beans or chocolate to trade was in fact a sign of wealth. And so by having these, gorgeous horses and, taking this horse to a market to fetch a good price for it. So you had that kind of energy of like these animals actually, they represent money. They represent resources. In a different time, in a different place, they would represent resources.
So how many ideas do we have right now?
God, so many. We've got so many.
Are we? Do you think we're ready to pick one, or?
No, I don't know. Are you ready? Are you ready to pick one?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What have you got going on? What's sort of tickling your fancy, like serious times?
I'm more with the hand.
Yeah, I like the hand as well.
I'm the consequence. Because it just pretty much says that it like if I were to get something like if I were to do a draw and I would get it, I would be like, well, I should really like
Let go.
I need to let go. Like I need to it would definitely convey that message to me.
Yeah.
Whether it's an emotional, like if I were to read about a relationship and I got that, I'd be like, yeah, I'm backing out, or I'll let it go.
Yeah, I like it. You should sketch that one out.
Okay.
Mostly because it would be helpful for people to sort of conceptualize it.
Okay. I will do that. I just need. I need to.
Read Veronica Jude. Veronica Jude.
I need to draw a hand.
Oh yeah, look at Veronica Jude's message there, Anna.
Where?
Hang on, I'm going to send it to you in our chat here, in our Google chat.
Facebook? Did I miss something?
There it is. It's your Google chat. Have a look
in my Google chat.
Yeah, that little one.
Okay. Oh, here it is. Okay. That could be a nice idea. It's intricate, so it's like the way I'm seeing it. It's an intricate visual.
Yeah, I like the intricate nature of the visual because it is it's a complex situation. What resources represent to each individual and how precious said resources are to each individual really does vary from individual to individual.
When you're seeing a skeletal woman, you're thinking like an actual skeleton or somebody that's really thin and pale and like skeletal looking?
Perhaps a skeleton, perhaps an actual skeleton, to show that they just sat there and waited and now all of their wealth is left behind and they're not there to enjoy it. And look what happened. I like the idea of the skeleton. It's got just the right amount of bones for me, i.e. all the bones.
I'm trying to see how okay, so I think that then we need to have like an angled view, so to get the window on one side and then the person looking out the window. Yeah, because if you have somebody looking at the window, you're looking at a profile, but since it's a skeleton, you can't really see this profile. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A good profile, so everything has to kind of be turned. But let's see. Okay, so all right, so this is the 4, right? 4. 4. And the other one was the hand
and the woman. Let's just do the hand and the woman because they're the ones that seem to be the best, quite frankly.
Let me look. I need to find a shot of a skeleton. I don't have a skeleton nearby.
You don't have a skeleton picture in your head? It's not something that you think about regularly?
Like a full skeleton. Just so I can make sure that
holy shivers. The kinds of things that one does Google. Look at this one.
oh wow. That is scary. What is that?
I'm going to send you one, okay?
Okay.
This might just be the one. This is a real one. It's not a do you want me to share that one, guys? I just saw oh, now where did it go?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Is that real?
That's real. Incredible skeletal remains of a Catholic saint.
Wow. That's so freaky. I'm going to have a nightmare. I'm going to have a nightmare with this one.
Sorry.
Okay.
This is in the Daily Mail, UK. So I'm going to try and post this on the Bonestone. Like, there's more images. Should you choose to look at this, there are more images. Group. Skeletal remains. Okay, for those who want to look, I just posted this on the Bonestone and Earthflesh Facebook group. Incredible skeletal remains of Catholic saints that are still dripping with gems and jewelry and have now been dug up by Indiana Bones explorer. Like, this is next level. This is exactly kind of what I'm thinking about with the four, like buried with so much wealth.
But do you want the woman that's looking out the window to look like that, or is that this is a totally separate thing that you're thinking?
No, in part, I think that she should look a little bit like that.
Okay.
Only within context, obviously, like how old are we looking at here and what would be naturally available. So jewels as crafted into that intricate detail might not necessarily be in existence around that sort of our tribal era.
Yeah, that's what I was, but there's other things. I mean, it's the idea, you know, pearls. They had pearls.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
I think we'd need to, like the jewels would have to be modified, not necessarily the idea.
yeah. Okay. So let me pick a, I'm gonna look at a skull. Ew. Let's see.
Did you guys see it? Are you guys, oh my godding? Is that why?
What? Okay. So I'm gonna start sketching, okay? I'm gonna do some sketches. That I got 3 sketches to do.
Okay.
So I'm going to
Hey Soren, how you going? We've got a visceral reaction from some people to that
to what?
Bone, to the skeleton.
Yeah, yeah. I got one too. Well, but the guys, you know, that's what the card means, you know, you're holding on to things that are not really, that you shouldn't. So it's kind of in that card, that image is kind of in your face, right? It's
That's it. Yeah. We don't really soften the arcana here, guys. We don't make it palatable, and we're not here to make it more pleasing so that it doesn't offend the delicate sensibilities of people. It's supposed to be something that does trigger you. We've said this time and time again. If you're looking at a card and you're like, oh, that's really nice, that's all well and good. how much impact is that card going to have on you? If you're looking at a card and go, Jesus, radio, that's why the Marielle is the Marielle, folks. That's why you look at it and it's like, fuck, it's a heavy hitter. And yet it's an amazing, incredible deck that when you're prepared to work with it, it's like the crone. It's like the boss of all tarot decks, the Marielle.
But I have to be, I will be honest, I'm probably going to get shunned because of saying this. But so I love the Marielle, but
oh yeah, there'll be no reference to it won't be a Catholic saint, and
no, I was gonna say
like it's just the idea of a skeleton in like buried in wealth or dripping in wealth. That's the idea. Like that was a very visual depiction. So we're going for, you know, an expired human who loved his or her belongings for so long that he or she died in them, and they're still there, and she's long since passed, and that's sort of what we're going for. It will not have any association to Catholicism, to saints, even to that era. Those gems in particular, that particular photo is in an entirely different era to what we are looking to depict in Bonestone as well. So we're looking at far more primitive things. Yeah. So those refined jewels, those faceted jewels set in gold, like that wouldn't be in existence in Bonestone. So we would be looking at ivory, we would be looking at pearls, we would be looking at natural gems, and, you know, different bits and bobs.
So no, but what I was gonna say, like I took the Marielle and I cut off all the borders and everything.
Yeah.
I'm turning it into an oracle. For myself. I'm just going to go through every single card. I've already started, and I'm going to rename each card, and I'm going to make it into an oracle.
Wow.
You know, I'm bad.
I've seen it done. And I think, you know what? Like the Marielle is the one deck that you can absolutely do that with, because there is no traditional imagery to the Marielle at all. There is just none. And it's completely unique.
Yeah. For me personally, because I'm a Rider Waite gal, so it's a different system. So I can, you know, I can.
Oh yeah, Marielle. I have 2 copies of the Marielle. One is signed. One is a signed copy because I freaking love that deck so much.
It's gorgeous. I mean, it really is. And part of me is like
a third. I think I want a 3rd copy now because I too would like to trim it. I too would like to do that. I'm keeping 1 original, then I'm going to trim 3 out of 4 sides, because you know how the suits are all written on the actual outer black border. So you would trim 3 out of 4 sides and sort of just make the bar down the bottom like the only piece there. So they would be long cards then. Yeah. And then I would like to just trim the whole thing.
That's what I did. I took everything out. I took everything out.
Mm-hmm. I just love that I have another reason to buy another copy of the Marielle. Witch Up the Road just got the Marielle Tarot, and oh my gosh, isn't it amazing? Yes, it's amazing. What else? I'm not hating. Oh, who gave you shit, Veronica Jude? God, people are stupid.
For what?
Veronica Jude just said, I'm not hating you, Anna. I trimmed and rearranged my Marielle and I got shit for it.
I don't care. I'm the way I view it, and this goes for the cards that I've made, you know, my decks. Once you buy a deck, It's your deck.
Yeah.
If you want to put happy faces on all those cards and it makes you feel fine, it makes you feel better, and you can read better with that just by putting happy faces on all that, go ahead and do it. So I don't really care. You know,
that's it. That's it. And here we go. So Gemma, aka Cora Pandora, she has put here that Mari White, which is the creator of the Mariel Tarot, actually advocates for trimming the borders. Fun fact, you can actually get the sketched version of the Mariel. And people are like, it's Mariel. And I'm like, yeah, but her name's Mari, so I can't take that out of my head. So I always say the Mariel because it's Mari White and Mariel. No, it's Mariel as far as I'm concerned. Okay, see, just like people can trim their cards, I can call a deck whatever I fucking want to call it, and that's what it's going to be called. Anyone, though, who decides to change the name of the Bonestone, just choose something awesome. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying, like, we might actually have to look at a nickname for the Bonestone and Earth Flesh Tarot because that's one hell of a mouthful.
So what? You're thinking of changing it?
No, I'm saying it's a nickname. All good things need a nickname.
Oh, okay. I was like, for a moment, I was like, what?
No, I'm not thinking of changing the name. No, it needs a nickname. And just like the Rider-Waite Smith is the RWS.
Yeah. Oh, I see. People have been calling it Bonestone.
Yeah, it's the Bonestone, really, isn't it? It's better than calling it Earth Flesh. It's BEF.
I got one. I did 2 sketches. I got one more.
The stone boner. Oh, somebody threatened to kill you in a YouTube comment this week. God, they're getting fun, aren't they? That's just so much. That is just... It's no wonder YouTube doesn't actually have, what do you call it, like a sensitivity filter for some comments. Because I know here on my live, for instance, as you're commenting, I'm able to see the scroll of comments and there is a sensitivity filter here. And so if something inadvertent pops up, it is highlighted and made quite large and it's not able to appear in the actual flow of the comments until I approve it. And so if it's macabre, if it's nasty, if it's stupid, then I can just click ignore or delete and it will go away. It surprises me that they don't actually do that for video comments. Stone boner. I approve of that if you want to use it because it's just lovely. Oh my God, Pandora's box, hey? Interesting. The crypto troll Yanis Yia or John Pentacles is now using the name Pandora's box. Good to know, good to know. Yeah, it does. No, Angelina, I'm not doing readings today. This is purely Bonestone design. Plus, I'm all read out, ladies and gentlemen. I have been reading for the last couple of days. I've had, some of you might have known that I've actually had glandular fever, which unfortunately caused me to have chronic fatigue, and I was dragging my ass like, oh my gosh. I'm a pretty upbeat, happy sort of a person. But that type of fatigue, that type of tired is just, it's supernatural. Like it is supernatural, like not wanting to do anything. And then it lifted in the, I did some magic yesterday, folks. And I amplified the energy in my home that much that everyone had trouble going to sleep, and then everyone had trouble staying asleep. So for a house that was fatigued, so at 2 o'clock in the morning, everybody woke up. Every single person, there's 5 people in this household, every single person woke up. It's unheard of, like unheard of. There was no outside noise, no storm, no booming lightning or anything like that. Everybody woke up, and my youngest ended up in the bed next to me. My husband, who still has a sore back, he's sleeping in the spare bed because it's got a nicer, softer mattress. So he was up, I was up, babies were up, everyone was up. And then this morning, I actually climbed out of bed, and the first thing that I did was put the kettle on and deal with all of my client communications. By 6:30 in the morning, I was done my work. And then I had one reading to do, all the readings that I'd done this week, and then I had one reading to do, and I did that one this morning, and I'll be sending that one off. I made sure that I'm not uploading at the time of this broadcast because then it creates a bit of a lag. And I'm like, I nailed it, folks. I nailed it, because I'll be packing my bag after this, downloading my movies for the flight, and getting ready to see my sister, because I fly out in the morning. And guess what? I'm going to be doing this trip vlog style. So I'm going to be vlogging the entire trip, from my wake up in the morning to plane ride to each day that I'm in Brisbane, to the new baby, to any other little bits and pieces that I get up to. And you can all share in the new baby. If she lets me film the new baby. If she doesn't let me film the new baby, then you can't see it, but I can certainly tell you all about it.
Okay, I have sketches done.
Yay!
Okay, so the 3 of Pentacles with the sculptor that's chiseling one of the stones, and 2 people behind that are kind of holding one up, and then there's 3 stones. So this is the, hold on, let me just pull up my screen. There we go. So, okay, so here is the sculptor. This is one of the stones. He's sitting behind him. There's 2 guys that are holding a stone. They're putting it up, and then this is the 3rd one that's standing.
Mm-hmm. And you just drew that just then, just like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that okay?
Folks, you don't know the behind the scenes of this conversation, but I keep telling Anna that she needs to do art classes, and I'm trying to talk her into doing books of shadow art classes, and she's like almost sold. So please comment in the comment sections if you would be interested in taking a live art class with Anna Turian, because maybe if people comment, she will actually do this. It's more selfishly for me than for anybody. By the way, it's awesome, and I love that one. Okay.
So that's all right. So the 4. So we have 2 for the 4. There's the hand, and then there's the skeleton that's standing in front of the window.
Okay.
So, guys, this is just sketching, right? So I'm gonna probably move the hands a little or the skeleton around when it comes to the fight. So, all right. So this is the hand. So it would be a hand that is kind of like this, like limp on the ground. And then out of its hand, you'd see the coins kind of falling from the palm.
I love it.
Okay, that's that one. And then the 3rd, so the second drawing for the 4 of coins. This is the skeleton that's looking out the window, and she's kind of holding a drapery, pulling a drapery from the window. So it's like the hand is pulling a drapery, and then there's like you can't kind of tell because it's pencil, but there'd be like a crown of jewels. There's like pearls hanging. Yeah. There's like some bracelets that can be, and also some gold. So it'll be like draped stuff around. So that would be the skeleton. And I'm thinking like having the skeleton kind of turn, almost like give it like a motion, like a melancholic kind of feel. So it's like, it would be stopped in motion, but it would be, because I'm trying to show the longing aspect of it, even though you don't have facial expression, but through the movement. So that's what this was kind of like having him.
Yeah.
So you guys get to choose between the hand dropping the coins and the skeleton.
Do you want to put some letters on there?
Yeah, okay, so.
What happened to Soren? What did I miss? What happened?
What happened? What did I miss?
Oh.
Darn, you can't just say things like that while we're.
I'm looking. I'm now looking. Somebody tell me what happened. What happened?
Somebody, he reported an account, but I don't know what happened with the account. Okay. So I'm just gonna get ready to pull out an empty piece of paper. All right, so A and B.
A and B. Okay, so the hand is A. Death hand is A. Skeleton is B. Hand A, skeleton B. Hand A, skeleton B.
So
by the way, Anna, there's lots of
yes.
yeses for your art class.
Thank you, guys. Well, you know, Avalon, if I do that, you're gonna have to be awake when I do that.
Oh yeah, well I'm awake now. We've got lots of B's. Wow, 2 A's and 1 B, and heaps of B's. 1, yes, I need 2 A's. 13, 14, 15, 16.
So B?
18, 19. Basically 20 to 2.
Okay, so there you have it. So this is the 4 of coins. All right, so recap, because I like to recap. 2, this is 2, this is 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we have 4 cards from this suit of coins right now. Ace.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 2, the spider, whichever spider is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
3, the sculptor.
Mm-hmm.
And 4, the skeleton looking out the window with jewels on it and stuff.
Perfect. All right. So then we get to the 5. We'll do 5, 6, maybe 7 next Bonestone bash. So we'll just see how we go. I've got lots of writing to do. Hopefully by the time the next Bonestone bash comes around, I have sent off the majors for editing. Mind you, I am going to be away for a whole week, so maybe that's a bit of a tall order. So let's say by April, I should have the majors off and be well into the minors. So let's set that.
But if we next bash, so let's say, there's 14 cards. So a couple more bashes and we're done with the cards themselves.
Yep.
Then it's all on you.
And it's all on me.
Lay back and stretch.
Super duper. No pressure, folks. No pressure. You probably won't see me for ages. I'll just be updating in a digital sense, going, I'm here at this card. I'm at this card, and giving a little snippets of that card. So,
and you guys can see the cards that we have. I mean, I think we have everything on the Facebook page up to this point. But these are going to be next bash. So.
Okay, that sounds really damn good. Oh, okay, so formalities, Bonestone and Earth Flesh Tarot deck is due for release by December 2018. That is this year. You'd be surprised the amount of messages I've gotten saying, where's my deck? It's December has been and gone. And I'm like, well, the year actually means more than the actual month in this case. So the year is 2018. We are in 2018 now. And this is where it becomes very important to actually read descriptions effectively. So for those watching, make sure you read the descriptions of things before you actually purchase them. That's not just for the Bonestone, that's everywhere. You know, I constantly have conversations with Benabel Wen, and she's like, it's amazing. Like, everything's described there and nobody reads it. Nobody reads it. And I'm like, I know what that feels like. I never used to know what that feels like, but now I know what that feels like. Anyways, so the Bonestone and Earth Flesh Tarot deck is available on through my Etsy store, Avalon Cameron on Etsy. There are just under 300 decks now, and I've said this before, I'm printing 1,000, only 800 of those 1,000 will be listed, so there will be only 800 decks released out into the world, and that will be it for the Bonestone and Earth Flesh Tarot deck. For those curious as to whether or not I'll make a second edition, I'm really not actually thinking about that at all. And I'm just not prepared to invest any brain power in that right now. I just want to finish the Bonestone and see how it looks and actually see it in my hot little hands and experience it in its full amazing glory. So there we have it, folks. Now, always keep an eye on the Bonestone and Earth Flesh Facebook group. Anna and I like to pop in there and drop little tidbits of information. Anna does a few little sketching videos, a few art videos there. Really feel free to pester her on the Bonestone for some art classes because she'll put them together. I can actually feel her giving me the mental finger right now going, I'm so busy, how to do this? But please, just keep interacting on the Bonestone and Earth Flesh Facebook group. And, I might not be commenting all that often at the moment because I am quite busy, but I am looking and I'm making sure that I'm keeping up to date with what people are posting. And I'm loving the comments that people are leaving on the videos that we're making on these live broadcasts. And, there's some beautiful, beautiful community members out there that are quite willing to express their enthusiasm about the deck, and that's so nice to see. So we have put together a little Bonestone and Earth Flesh video, and I'm just trying to figure out how to download it from Dropbox. It's been a little bit tricky for me to do that, but as soon as I do, I'll be putting that up, and I would love it if you guys could share it around and help us out a little bit. There is no paid advertising at the moment for the Bonestone and Earth Flesh. We've not paid at all to do any form of advertising whatsoever. So if I can actually make it to the end of this project without actually having had paid for advertising, then I'll be so proud of myself, let me tell you. The kind of pride that one does not experience all that often. So, and then when the deck is finished itself, I'll be so proud as well. Like, oh, it's just so much pride to be found. Right. So, Anna, do you have anything that you would like to say?
I'm excited that I honestly, I can't believe that we're almost done with the actual deck. It's 79 cards almost done. So I'm kind of in awe. I'm so excited. I'm happy that everybody's been so supportive and just the fact that they're coming up with ideas and helping out and getting involved. I think that's really great. And artistically speaking, from an artist point of view, it really fuels you. It gives you because there's times when you can you don't have ideas and it's tough, and that's very helpful. So thank you guys.
Yes, and it's really good. So we're going to obviously we're going to have to do something super fun. I don't know what, but we're going to have to do something super fun for our very last Bonestone bash, and just really culminate that in an experience, because it will be the last bash, guys. Be the last bash. love Bonestone Bash. We might have to have a Bonestone Bash when the deck is actually released, and Anna can be holding a copy in her hot little hands. I can be holding a copy in my hot little hands, and we can actually just go, okay, look at it.
I know.
When I get to the samples, when I get to the point of samples, having samples shown and things like that, I probably will do a broadcast for that. But it might not necessarily be on YouTube. It might just be for the Facebook group, and because that's then definitely more private to those who have, who've taken the time to really participate behind the scenes, and it's privy to you guys first, and potentially only you guys. Who knows? I don't want to make promises. Okay. What's going on? I always get great together. It's such a community aspect. No, not the last. I know. So fun. So yes, Etsy store, Avalon Cameron. I think that's what it is. Hang on, let me just make absolutely certain.
You should know by now.
Yeah, I should. What is it? Here we go. It's Avalon Cameron. It's Avalon Cameron at Etsy. So, oh my gosh, really? Okay, here we go. And yeah, it's Avalon Cameron. I really had to struggle with that. All right, so there we have it. Bonestone and Earthflesh Tarot deck. We are finished with the suit of wands. We have begun conceptualizing the suit of pentacles. This will be the last suit in the Bonestone and Earthflesh Tarot deck. The Bonestone and Earthflesh Tarot deck is due for release in December 2018 and is currently available for pre-order on my Avalon Cameron Etsy shop. So all links will be in the description box of this video when it uploads to YouTube. All the links are available on my website, avaloncameron.com. And the Bonestone and Earthflesh Facebook group is on, obviously, Facebook, and you will have to request to join. We will approve you as long as you're not a weirdo. Actually, we'll approve you if you're a weirdo as well, just as long as you're not a spammer. We'll approve you. So with all of that said and done, wishing you guys so much love, luck, peace, and joy. Enjoy International Women's Day, and that's bye from me. Anna, do you have anything to say?
No, I'm good.
All right, we're going to end it here, folks. Take care of yourselves. Thank you so much for joining in, and